What's up, everybody? How's it going, y'all? I'm greatly interested in the emotional state of each individual watching this. How's it going, guys? My name is Sean from the Made-Up Theater, and we are here for another episode of MUT Tips, where I am going to give you some advice about a particular aspect of improvisation. And today's a special one because I'm actually going to teach you an improv game, which is called... Say That Differently is a short-form improvisational game similar to what you might see in the TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway, as well as our main stage show at Made-Up Theater called Laugh Track City. It's a game that we actually created here many years ago at Made-Up Theater, and it's a bit of an alteration on the game of New Choice. New Choice is a standard short-form improvisational game where a cast members will do a scene based on a suggestion, and at any point in time during the scene, the host might shout out new choice, and they have to come up with something completely different from what they just said. So I'll give you an example right now. When you hear the ding, I'm gonna come up with a new choice. So, oh, here, honey, I got you an apple. Oh, here, honey, I got you a watermelon. Oh, here, honey, I got you a cannonball. Oh, here, honey, I got you a restraining order. So anytime I heard a bell, I gave a new choice or a new idea, and the last choice is the choice that we go with, and that's how we progress the scene. Say That Differently, though, is kind of like New Choice, but instead you're actually going to say the exact same choice, but you're gonna have to use completely different words. This is similar to what I just did at the beginning of this video, but I'll give you another example. When you hear the ding, I'm gonna say that differently. I love you. My adoration for your presence is immense. Why do birds suddenly appear? Yeah? So that was a quick example of how the game is played, and here are a few tips that you guys can use to be more successful in the game. So the first thing to do is to try to speak in shorter, more concise sentences as opposed to really long, dragged out sentences. If we have a lot of ideas that we inject into one single sentence, it can be difficult when you hear that ding and you have to say that entire thing differently using totally different words. It will definitely blow your mind. So another thing to consider with this game is just your progression of thought. When you hear that first command of say that differently, our mind might go a million different directions, but we have to just commit to one single choice. And the best way to progress in this game, since you might get several calls of say that differently, is to start with maybe dragging out the sentence in more of an elaborate manner. So, I love you, for example. I don't have to just use 3 words to convey that thought. I can use as many words as I want, I just can't use I, love, and you. So maybe think about saying I love you in more of like a Shakespearean tone, or just like you're writing poetry to them. Drag it out with maybe bigger words to convey the aspect of loving someone. We want to try to refrain from going to Tarzan talk right off the bat, which is like, oh, me like you. You know, that's something that we can sometimes default to because it can get a reaction from the audience. But if we do that first, then we're eliminating the ability for build-up to that moment. So it's cool to end on Tarzan talk because Tarzan talk kind of indicates that your mind is exhausted, you're out of ideas, so you need to go back to your primal state. So let's do a little interactive exercise. You don't just have to play this game in the confines of a scene, let's just play it right now. I'm gonna display a little dialogue down here and I want you to say it, and then I'm gonna say that differently, and you have 5 seconds to say it differently. And I'll do it a few times as well, and see if you can try to say it truly differently without using any of the words that you've used before, okay? So there's the line of dialogue right there. And first of all, just say that line of dialogue right now. Great. Say that differently. Say that differently. Say that differently. Boom, how was that? And that's the game of Say That Differently, guys. Thank you so much for watching this recent video of MUT Tips. I'm Sean Taylor. We're here every Tuesday with another video. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like. You can comment with something maybe you would like addressed in a future video. It could be a question, a game that you would like explained, just anything at all pertaining to improv. I'd love to hear it. Also, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and share the video if you'd like as well. Thank you guys so much. I will see you next week for another episode of MUT Tips. Bye.